So, I said that I wasn't sure if I was going to go ahead with making part 2 of this video, but then part 1 got way more views than I was expecting. I was only expecting it to get 10 views maximum, but it's gotten 46 views at the time of writing this foreword. Maybe I shouldn't have promoted it in the Discord server I just joined to piggyback its view count, but I'm still nonetheless very thankful to all who watched it. Also, I'm going to have a lot more sketches in this video than the last one, which, while that'll take longer to implement than just getting images off the internet, it'll also decrease the chances of copyright strikes, which I think is a fair trade-off. I'd still like to use some funny sounds in the chapter cards, though. Anyway, on to the nitpicking.
Mum, this tastes different. Did you put anything different in it?
I put a bit of wine.
Father lets you out of cryogenic sleep just because he wanted to see what would happen in an experiment of sorts. I'd say this is a pretty stupid experiment. Father has no idea what kind of person you would be, never mind if you would even want to go looking for Father and the Institute with how many variables could interfere. Why does Mayor McDonough agree to give you the key to Kellogg's house to the way you ask him? Because with how the mayor is due to certain circumstances, he shouldn't be apologetic to your plea to reason. Perhaps he gives you the key because he wants to lead you down a certain path, but if that's the case, why can he also refuse to give you the key? Synths can take stim packs. Even though Desdemona said that synths can only be repaired with a special synth repair kit, if you have a synth as your follower, you can use a stim pack on them. I've found a promising spot for a new settlement. Why do some of the melee weapons have barely any customization options? Why does the Pip-Boy show up in the armor workbench if I can't modify it? Why can't Dogmeat die after sniffing out Kellogg? He served his purpose in the main questline, so why does he maintain his essentiality? It's not because killing a dog is too evil for this game, because we're able to kill other dogs in raider gangs across the wasteland. Why did they name you Kellogg? And lastly, my most nitpickiest of nitpicks. The game lets me wear dresses as a male, but it doesn't let me wear lipstick. 0 out of 10, shit game.
I thought you liked it.
No! Kinda.
Well, I bet you did like it.
No. Kinda!
I don't know. I've certainly had enough engagement from it to complete the main questline multiple times, but I also hate how much this game has broken on me. Even though I've played Skyrim for countless many more hours than this, Fallout 4 has crashed, frozen, or bugged out way more than any other Bethesda game I've played. But I still feel compelled to come back to this game time and time again, but I hate that it's an offensive outlier to what the Fallout series is supposed to be about. I don't feel like I can give this game a justifiable numerical score since my feelings towards this game are constantly changing. To me, Fallout 4 is a game that constantly flip-flops you between love and hate. But ultimately, it has always fascinated me, to the point where I'm sure I'll at least always have a space for it on my shelf.
I wonder, what's this red button do?
Okay, now that I've done my whole IGN reviewer shtick, it's time to delve into some experiments in the game. First up, and most importantly, I want to see how much I can play the story out of order. Since a lot of the main story revolves around the Institute, I first tried to enter it by the secret entrance. I could get through the pipe, but the way forward was restricted by a keypad, so no Institute early. Up next, I tried to see if I could take down the Corsair at Green Tech Genetics. I couldn't even enter the building. Then I tried venturing into the glowing sea to meet Virgil. I could enter his cave once I got there, but Virgil was not inside. I even tried heading to Dr. Amari right after I picked apart Kellogg's brain, but she wouldn't talk to me nor let me into the basement unless Nick was with me. Then I tried heading to Fort Hagen to kill Kellogg early. The sentry turrets were strangely missing, but the game did let me inside the fort and fight the synths, though when I tried to progress down, the path was blocked off. Then I tried heading to Vault 118 to meet up with Nick. And finally, the game actually let me save him early and deal with Skinny Malone without any prompt from Ellie. Then I tried to visit Boston Airport early, and to my surprise, the Brotherhood was nowhere to be seen. There were a couple of ghouls around the area, but no Pridwin. I then tried to take the castle back by myself, and it worked. I strolled up to the castle and killed all the Mirelurk and broke all the eggs until the Mirelurk Queen showed up, which I also killed. I even got an extra dialogue option when Preston brought it up, which I managed to capture in the worst quality possible. Also, if you already know the password, you can enter the railroad headquarters anytime you want. Next up, I wanted to try out all the gameplay experiences that caught my eye that I never indulged in before. I wanted to craft the best piece of armor, craft the most powerful weapons, construct a full base, get addicted to meds,
Get laid.
and go psycho on Diamond City. After around this many hours in the game, here is the best piece of power armor I could find. It's primarily XO1, but it wasn't a full set when I found it. This is how it fares against Swan. Then I crafted some weapons. First up is this Gatling laser. Then this cryolator. Then the railway rifle. Also, I'd like to mention, it makes a train toot sound every time you reload. How cute. Next is this combat shotgun, which was my favourite. Then I tried to show off this .44 revolver, but then the Deathclaw ran off. Next I whipped out the nuke launcher. Okay, let's try that again from a distance. Then I used this silenced pipe sniper rifle. But it took a while to take the Deathclaw down, so I think I'll just cut this clip short. Next was my 10mm pistol. Oh no, you're not running again. Then came the minigun. And then came my next favourite weapon, this plasma sniper rifle. It was one of the most overpowered weapons I'd made aside from the cryolator. Then I tried out this Ripper. It shredded through anything that wasn't a Deathclaw. Next, I whipped out the Flamer, but I overestimated the range of it in this clip. And lastly, I used a modified Shemdrown sword on it. Now it's time to show off my base. First, I constructed a rather sloppy but serviceable wall around Sanctuary, then I added a few turrets and spotlights for more defense. I then got bored with building stuff in the actual town, so I built a stairway up to my new humble abode above the town. I put a jukebox in it, a basketball hoop with a tub to catch the balls, a TV surrounded by seats, a bar, a dinner table, and a pool table. I wanted to have a full set of pool balls initially, but then I remembered I don't really care about pool, so I just put the 2 pool balls I had on the table, then a bunch of baseballs on it in place, along with a bowling pin, 'cause why not? And it doesn't even matter anyway, since you can't play pool in this game. I got addicted to Med-X around 4 or 5 uses of it close to each other. What it did give me was -10 damage absorption and -1 agility. I wasn't running high agility on this playthrough, so whatever. Getting laid didn't really yield any emotions from me. You flirt 3 times with Magnolia, and then the screen fades to black and fades back into a bedroom where she implies that the deed already went down. Alright, now for some bloodshed. I did feel kinda bad for going against Diamond City, since it's where Nick and Piper live, but I figured I'd go berserk here just because it's a place with the most targets, giving a longer clip and a tougher fight. Well, that's about it for me and Fallout 4. There's nothing else I want to talk about or show in this video, and I'm just about done with playing the game for a while. I really have gotten sick of it. I wouldn't really recommend playing this game unless it's on PC and you can mod out the bugs. Though now I guess I'm supposed to think about what video I'm going to make next. I said in my first video that I wanted to talk about a movie that others don't like but I do. But it's a movie that I've seen literally no one else like. It feels like the reasons for why people think the movie is bad isn't much a case of subjectivity anymore, but more so a case of that the movie actually is bad and I'm just not smart enough to see the flaws. I've also been watching a bit of Contra Wolf recently, and they've convinced me to give Crackdown 3 a chance and Duke Nukem Forever a second chance. I'm not really expecting it to be good, I'm just expecting it to be not as bad as the last time I tried it. So maybe I'll give my thoughts on one of those. Also, if you're in the mood for more Fallout content, I would recommend checking out Sublime Light's channel for a more informed and in-depth critique of Fallout 4. And for a more comedic and entertaining video of Fallout 4, I'd recommend checking out Civvy11's King of Boston. Anyways, thank you very much for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time.